Hey, really quickly, Dre, who do we got next, man? I think I know who it is, right?
Tell me who you think it is.
I think it's Dean Croke.
Oh, I think it's Dean Croke.
Dean Croke in the house. Welcome to Nemo Nation, Dean Croke. What's going on?
He doesn't sound like he's in the house right now. Sounds like he's in the truck right now. Hey, Dean.
Don't croak.
Yeah, good morning. No, I got back from Madison, Wisconsin late Saturday night, but I'm in a taxi heading to the airport now. So there's a little bit of background noise. Apologies. Show's going great, right?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, man. And like I said, you and I are going to get a chance to talk. You're going to be a regular contributor, as we've talked about on Road Gang Radio. But we wanted to bring you on this first thing, too, because we got the 3 magic questions. What important happened last week? What's important happening now? And how can we find out about it?
So last week, of course, was ATHS in Madison, Wisconsin. That was the big event, I think, in the trucking industry. I don't know anywhere else you can see 125 years of trucking industry in one place.
Except in Dave Nemo's face. I'm just going to say that right
now. there is that. I just thought it was wonderful, Jimmy Mack, to meet all these new people, watch the logistics behind it, see everything from, the trucks that pull the Saturn space rockets, all the way through to brand new trucks that are loaded with freight for delivery, today. So you saw everything there, and of course it's a great opportunity to catch up with a lot of people. So I just thought it was, I did the 3,000 miles out there and back. I was out there for the entire week. I'll go anywhere in the country, and what really got to me was the fact that people drove from Washington State, drove from California. The CEO of a large distribution company in Denver, Colorado, was parked next to me. Him and his wife drove over. He's the CEO of a company, but still passionate about driving his show trucks. So I just thought it was amazing to see the whole cross-section. To me, it was the heart of the trucking industry right there in one place last week.
Dennis Chapman, 3.5, was with us on the show just a little bit earlier. And I don't know if you guys got a chance to meet there, but he was up there in Madison. And I meant to ask him, and I didn't have a chance. When I ask you, we kind of know how many trucks were there, but how many golf carts were there this year? Do you know?
I counted. It felt like when I saw the trailers unloading them, somewhere like, I'm going to say 250 to 300. But that's kind of a guess. But what you don't see, Dave, is all of the private customized golf carts.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, the 2-seaters, the 6-seaters, the one with flashing lights. They have some. You see some nice show trucks, but I'm always fascinated by the tricked out golf carts that people bring in their trailers or motorhomes.
I know.
Yeah.
It's too funny.
Yep.
A lot of, the trucks are one thing, of course, but the ATHS, it's also the conference as well. So did you go to any of the sessions? They had a lot of seminars and things. Yeah,
that's the other part is you learn things like the history of international engines. I was more fascinated with watching Dave Schnautz's from Clark Transport. He had an oil field truck with one of those. It's an oil field truck that unloads, loads and trailers with a winch. I'd never seen one in operation before. So they did a demonstration out in the parking lot on Saturday and Friday mornings for everybody to watch. And I thought that was really good, not just to have the inside workshops, but the outside hands-on workshops. I thought that was the best part. And just learning things about, Dave, you know about the old-fashioned electric sanders that, drop sand down in front of your wheels. I didn't really know about that until I saw a bunch of trucks with it and got to talking to some guys. And, of course, they tell me, well, it's actually still used, even though it's on all the old trucks. So I think it was just one of those events where there's an infinite amount of things you could learn about the trucking industry if you're passionate and you care enough.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And I have to tell you, by the way, it's one of those things where what you do out there with all the filming that you do and all the kind of man on the street stuff that you kind of try to put together, it's almost the best way to kind of enjoy those events, Dean, is to actually enjoy them, to not try to do everything, because it becomes overwhelming, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was interesting, Jimmy Mack. I had a director's chair with a canopy, and I parked myself at various spots where I could get the best rolling action of the drivers coming in. So I spent most of the time sort of just watching and observing, because that's sort of the the thing that I'm doing there. But what was really good was I had some industry legends like Billy Baker and Justin Lang and Mike Plock come up to me and say, thank you for the videos you do. It means a lot to us because we were able to watch this event 2 days before we got there, and we could see it all unfolding. So it kind of it gives life to an event outside of the event. I think that's what a lot of people really appreciated, because it's sensory overload when you get there, because there are so many trucks to look at. You kind of lose perspective of how unique each one is, because there's just so many of them to take in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that I have that feeling sometimes, even when I'm at Matt's and go over to their little show floor, when the ATHS has the show floor of things. Even that sometimes I can't figure out where to focus. I can't even imagine the overwhelming feeling that Dave had at York, that you had at Madison, and this is the kind of thing where. Do you see it getting so big? And I'm curious about this. Do they have a map? Did they provide you guys with a map of like where everything was, or any sort of app in place yet?
Yeah, they did. They had a wonderful full-colour brochure of everything that was going on. John Gravely and the team at ATHS did a wonderful job, both with live streaming of the event, their apps, the pre-event publications that they put out. There was no ending to the amount of information we had on how to enjoy the entire experience.
They have a lot of folks, too, like Flatbed Red, a lot of the folks around them. They have a lot of people that volunteer time, and just like you, just have created a real document of not just the past, but of the present. This kind of, it's like a living museum, and it's a living museum that's also kind of substitutes as a family reunion, as 3 1/2 said as well. It's a lot of friends, and a lot of young people are beginning to show up at these things now, too, from a lot of the pictures I've seen. Would you see that?
Yeah, I think what it does is that it gives you a sense of history, because there's a saying that if you don't understand history, there's a good chance, you'll repeat it and make some of those same mistakes. So for me, it puts into context what we've all been talking about on the show this morning, all of the things that are going on in the industry. And it's fascinating that, of all things change, the more they stay the same, is an old saying, but I don't think it's ever been more true when you get to a truck show like that and you meet all of the people that make this industry work. Not a lot has changed from the drivers of the 70s and 80s through to my generation today. Trucks have changed, regulations have changed, but at the centre of it all, we're still really hard-working people that just love our industry.
Dean, we got to wrap it up here, because this is, as you know, as we talked about. Dean, by the way, is one of the people who helped come up with this format, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
And it's going to be making a real contribution over the next coming weeks and then beyond that as well. Dean, my friend, get to the airport, get wherever you're going, get safe, and keep us in the loop.
All right, thanks, guys. Love the show.
Thank you. Dean Croke, everybody.
Dat guy, by the way.
Yeah, that
got
guy.
2.5 million miles under his belt as a truck driver as well. We'll be
Grumpy
right back
Pete.
after these messages. Hold on tight.